Hi, and welcome to the presentation. This is Eric Kenyon. I am the CEO and founder of OWLS, which is Organizational-Wide Leadership Solutions. And here recently we've been doing some market research, and what we found from our clients is that there are 5 major challenges that are threatening fast-growing businesses today. And so what we're going to do through this short presentation is we're going to learn how to maximize the potential of your employees at all levels and really thrive in any economy out there. So, as we know, it's the best of times and it can also be the worst of times. Historically, dating back to 1879, 61% of U.S. history has been spent in a recession, where only 39% of the time has the country been experiencing boom times. And yet, businesses emerge, they grow, and thrive in these worst periods. Surprise. Therefore, the best leaders are positioning themselves today with the right people, doing the right things at the right time. And my question to you is, are you doing this? So pay attention. Today is tomorrow's competitive advantage. Americans aged 55 to 64, they're forming small businesses at the highest rate of any age group, 28% higher than the adult average. These high percentages are a result of diminished job security and a lack of pensions and health benefits. So who's staying and how can a business retain them? Well, employers would be effective at retaining retirement age workers if they offered more flexible work options. Most older workers who say that they want to extend the number of years they remain in the labor force also say that the typical 8-hour day, 5-day a week doesn't work for them. Employers who fail to consider these flexible work options may be missing important opportunities to enhance both their business performance and their employees' engagement. And they would also be able to retain some valuable institutional knowledge that gets transferred over to the new incoming employees. So the first challenge, this is what we found out through our research. Challenge number 1 is leadership. Leadership's most important characteristic is actually credibility. Multicultural workforces operating in a world where global politics and technology regularly turn markets upside down, they demand different leadership skills right now. Just think about iPhone 6 that just came out. The ever-changing economy is making even greater demands on personal talents like communication, collaboration, and improvisation. So according to a Duke University survey, leadership development is the second largest concern for organizations today, and it came out on the top of the list when we interviewed folks here recently. The top leadership concerns identified by executives include current challenges associated with the organization's operating performance, which is increasing innovation, leading internal growth, and future human resource related leadership development challenges. So challenge number 2, we hear this quite a bit, is goal setting. Now these statistics and these numbers are really going to surprise you guys, so stay seated here for this. So 77% of businesses have yet to achieve their vision for their company. More than 80% of businesses, owners recently surveyed, said that they don't keep track of their business goals. So how will they know if they're ever succeeding? If you're not keeping track, how do you know where the goal line is? How do you know when you scored a touchdown? Leaders without clearly defined goals are at a disadvantage. When the leaders establish vertically aligned goals and build in incentives that reward attainment, the organization moves to achieve them. For example, one company raised capital for expansion by having managers contribute $1,000 each in return for a share of the profits, creating a shared goal. The results, simply amazing. The simple monetary incentive raised enough capital to actually open the second in what would be many new stores over the years. Sharing a goal and creating an incentive grew a small 5-and-dime store to the current largest private employer in the world, Walmart. Challenge number 3, changing team dynamics, trust-based relationships, conflict, and morale. When employees know they're not trusted, they become experts at presenteeism, the physical appearance of working without anything really getting done. And I can say very clearly, guys, I'm a candidate for that. I do that myself. It just happens. So, but with 95% of workers having a lack of understanding of the company's strategy, it's really no wonder that 50% waste time on non-productive work. They just don't know what to do. They don't know which direction to go. Conflict and morale grow rapidly in people and in dollars. In 2013, U.S. employees spent 2.8 hours per week dealing with conflict. Well, I don't know if I'd want to go to work there. This amounts to approximately 359 billion in paid hours based on average hourly earnings of $17.95, or the equivalent of 385 million working days. The fourth challenge is engagement. From an employee's perspective, if your leader primarily ignores you, there's a 40% chance you are going to be disengaged. If your leader primarily focuses on your weaknesses, there's a 22% chance you're going to be disengaged, and you're most likely going to leave. If your leader, however, primarily focuses on your strengths, there's really only a 1% chance you're disengaged. So how do you get 99% of your people totally engaged? You focus on their strengths. 10 million workers worldwide were recently surveyed. Over the past decade, employees were asked to rate their engagement at work. Only 1/3 strongly agree with this statement. At work, I have the opportunity to do what I do best every day. Employees who have the opportunity to focus on their strengths every day are 6 times as likely to be engaged in their jobs and 3 times as likely to report having an excellent quality of life. What's missing? That's a question for you. So challenge number 5, disengagement. Building strong teams requires the elements of trust-based relationships. Practically based, long-term business policies may actually be saying, hey, we don't trust you to your employees. For example, requiring employees to clock in and out for lunch. Or software that tracks every single keystroke, change of URL. In a case that somebody may do a little bit of non-work related activity, squeaks into the workplace. Really, all right. This is not the time to be paying for mediocrity. Getting the right team in place is critical to surviving any economy. Conflict and low morale lead to disengaged team members. Disengaged employees cost the U.S. economy $382 billion a year in lost productivity. So step 1, the role of the leaders, understanding the behavioral strength of the team. Level 5 leaders are crucial in the implementation of the vision of the company and taking the company from what we call good to great. The leader's behavior creates the vision for the enterprise in a way that will engage both the imagination and the energies of its people. The leader sets measurable goals and objectives for the organization, and the leaders have primary responsibility for putting the chosen strategy actually into practice through action plans. Leaders find and bring out the best in their people. A leader must see that there is an adequate supply of options that can be cultivated into full-fledged strategies to replace the decaying ones and old ones. Most business executives accept without question the belief that growth is always good, that bigger is always better, and that the healthy vital signs of the public company include growth that is continuous, smooth, and linear. I challenge that as not always being the case. So step number 2 is goal alignment. So important. The following is advice from John D. Rockefeller. He would have probably given this regarding to a company's goals. Have long-term 15 to 20-year vision and direction. Next, have 90-day goals of what you need to actually accomplish right now. And then forget the middle time period. Don't worry about what's going on from the end of the 90 days out to the 15-year period. What you need to focus on is make sure that your 90-day goals consist of 5, no more and no less, of top priorities. And it's important that everyone is working on and everyone understands what those 5 goals are. And then you reset after 90 days and just make sure that that is in alignment with the overall vision and direction. Commitment to excellence. Only 11 companies have actually gone from what we call good to great. They followed a down-to-earth, pragmatic process for creating a framework for growth. They achieved the victory of steadfast discipline, and they followed the hedgehog principle. To be great, you must become the best in the world at your core competence. Each company, its leaders, and its people, they stayed on track step by step for the duration. Step 3 is culture change and culture engineering. 82% of employers remain committed to their leadership role in creating a culture of health by providing workforce health improvement and wellness initiatives. Employees respond to a culture that respects or rejects their ideas. This is how they respond. Fear and anxiety warp ordinary business practice. In such an organization culture, the results are this. People are afraid to propose dramatic or any new ideas at all. Keep their mouths shut. And decision makers, well, they're reluctant to make any kind of decisions. They're afraid they'll lose their job. Step 4 is engagement. Companies that are highly effective communicators, they had a 40% higher total return to their shareholders over the last 5 years, compared with firms that are least effective communicators. When we did our research here recently and we collected the data, the number one feedback we heard from all of our clients, number one, everybody said it, is communication. You all have issues with communication. There's not a company on the planet or an organization or a firm that doesn't have issues with communication. But if you improve on that, there's a 47% higher returns to the entire organization. So it looks like that's a place to start. Relationships are crucial to engage teamwork. 80% of success is attributed to network building among peers and customers, both internal and external. In fact, it actually takes 10 times as much money to lure an engaged employee away from a company as it would a disengaged employee. Step 5 is team dynamics. Team building is to be a key functional area. Actually, 68% of both corporate customers and consultants consider team building to be a very important aspect of their work. However, much smaller percentages of both groups believe their companies and client bases are very effective in this area at all. Growing a business can be a real balancing act of delegating and communicating. One successful business uses a method called hands-on delegating. Sounding like a contradiction in terms, it allows the company to keep their hands on the part that is important for them to be aware of, while putting the rest in the hands of well-trained people that are trusted. The growth of the company and the employee's personal growth, they're all tied together. It creates a win-win situation. Step 6 is choosing the right leadership alliance. When seeking key alliances from within and outside the company, look for people who under-promise and over-deliver. You want your partners to have the ability to diagnose the issues and challenges thoroughly and come up with effective long-term solutions with you. You want business coalitions that will understand your company's unique issues and people who can build programs to address those specific issues versus that fuzzy stuff, which really has no return on investment. You're looking for partners who will help you and your company soar to new heights as a team. Why not go for the best of both worlds? Choose your team. You should include people with whom you can build long-term relationships for today and the future. When you find them, look for those that will have the knowledge of your organization plus a fresh outside perspective, what we call an outside change agent. So here's a little bit. We're the sponsor. We kind of did the research. We didn't personally do the research. We hired a firm to do that, and we sponsored it and paid for it. But right now is my opportunity to tell you a little bit about what OWLS does, Organizational-Wide Leadership Solutions. So sit back here and check it out a little bit. About us. So you guys, many of you don't know, but Organizational-Wide Leadership Solutions, we are the worldwide leader in custom programs for team building, leadership, and organizational development. We've been an executive traveler. We've been featured in Newsweek and a variety of other publications. You can find that in the testimonial section on our website, teambuildingprograms.com. OWLS is also the oldest leading provider of custom corporate team building training, leadership, and organizational development programs that's resort-based. We're headquartered in Bozeman, Montana. We also have offices in Virginia, Minnesota, California, and Texas. We deliver our team building, leadership, organizational development, and other training programs wherever you need them. We've done them in parks, we've done them in boardrooms, we've done them in parking lots, and we've done them at the Four Seasons. So it's wherever is convenient for our clients. We include leading resorts and conference centers all over the world, and we have several partnered that you can look up on our website as well. World-class facilities, food and beverage, lodging, conference centers that are really some of the best in the out there in the industry. We've developed a network of partner facilities that really cover 50 states, Asia, Europe, China, South America, and Africa. And yes, we've done programs in Africa. Unbelievable. The unique benefits we bring, and this is benefit driven. We're talking about what the benefits are. We generally create increased job performance for companies. Exponential decrease in the cost of hiring talent and less cost in training. You start mixing in experiential models, action reflection learning, things like that, it really does lower the cost in your training. Ability to position the right team players at the top and throughout the company, allowing everyone to reach their true potential. There tends to be less conflict in the workplace, better understanding of concepts, trends, product sales strategies in your industry. There is always accountability there. You're always given homework and clear identification of the source and cause of your major problems. And we provide a solution to solve them with you. It's a with proposal. Happy, well-rounded, less stressed employees and managers. Don't we all want those? Here's one testimonial. This is when I was looking for help in evaluating prospective managers for my company. I hired ALS to provide me with DISC assessments on my primary candidates along with evaluation and consultation. The process was very promptly put into place, and the information that I received was invaluable in helping me make the right hiring decision, essentially saving tens of thousands of dollars and making a mistake. This is by Bruce Grubbs. He's the CEO of Rocky Mountain Wireless. So, the real question for you is, are you ready to build an exceptional team? If you are, what I would like to encourage you to do is to get a free online assessment and a one-on-one coaching session to go over that. And to start the process, you go to the link here, which is teambuildingprograms.com/pains, which stands for Partnership Analysis In-Depth Needs Study, pains.php. Just go to that link, click here, and we will take that information and provide you with a free report that diagnoses not only what's going on, but gives you some solutions. And of course, there is absolutely no obligation. You just might actually learn something, but no obligation. Anyways, I would very much so thank you for spending your time not only answering the questions if you participated in the survey, but sitting and listening to this, and hopeful that you got some ideas and see some areas that you could improve. And we welcome the opportunity to work with you in the future. Thank you very much.